You're looking live, the Chapter 7 check-in version 1 answer key with me, your host, Mr. Goldman, and second period. Woo! Emiliana did her hair just for this. There she is. There we go. All right. Oh, and Yali. Yay, Yali. There we are. Okay. Standard 1, the most challenging standard in the history of 7th grade math. Here we go. 40 years ago, gasoline cost 30 cents per gallon on average. 10 years ago, gasoline averaged about $1.50 per gallon. Now it's $6. What is the percent increase in the cost of gasoline? Well, 30 cents is the old or original value. $1.50 is the new value. The formula we're using is new divided by old equals scale factor. So we are going to take the new value, 1.5, divide it by 0.3, and we get 5. A lot of people got here and then went astray. 5 is equivalent to 500%. However, that is not the increase. Because think if it had stayed the same. If it was still 30 cents, our scale factor would be 1, which is 100%. Did it increase 100%? No, it would have stayed the same. So we always start at 100% and think, how do I get to, in this case, 500%? That is an increase of 400%. So the answer is a 400% increase. Students, we're making a video, okay, thank you. A town's population grew from 1,879 to 7,426. Old, new. Same formula, new over old equals scale factor. 7,426 divided by 1,879. This is not Common Core. This is percents. 3.9, we're going to say 3.95. About 3.95, which is 395%. However, that is not the percent increase. Because just like before, we start at 100%. How do I get to 395%? We increase by 295%. I accepted 300%. People rounded differently, and I was okay with that. We're going to see the first campus cleanup during a review video. Yes. Sarah bought a dress on sale. This is probably the hardest question. Sarah bought a dress on sale for $30. She saved 45%. What is the scale factor for saving 45%? Well, we always start at 100%. We're going to save, so we're going to add or subtract. Subtract, thank you. Joseph whispered it. And then I get 55%. If you save 45%, you are spending 55%. So my scale factor is 0.55. That was super challenging here. Now, she bought the dress on sale for $30, so that becomes the new price. The original cost, we don't know. So our formula is, well, our original formula is just original times scale factor equals new, right? This is the one that always works. This is the same as this, just reorganized, right? Just with dividing both sides by old or original. So here I know my scale factor. I'm looking for original, so I'm going to divide both sides by scale factor, and my new divided by scale factor equals original. This is the formula I want to use for this. You should have examples of all of these in your notes that you were allowed to use on your test, right? We went through all these 3 different variations of this formula. So my new is $30. I'm going to divide by the scale factor, which is 0.55. 30 divided by 0.55 is 54.54.54. So because this is money, I'm going to round appropriately, and the original cost was $54.55. Okay. Question?
I got this one wrong too.
Siri missed all of those. Okay?
I got that.
Guys, the challenging part with this was scale factor. You have to think critically. You have to figure out what does the scale factor mean in these contexts, right? So that was the hardest standard on the test. All right, now finding missing parts in proportional and relationships. K over 6 equals 8 over 16. Now, hopefully this jumped out at you, that 8/16 equals 1/2. And that means K has to equal 3, right? Because 3/6 equals 1/2. Okay. If not, you could have, shift up the pen color here for an alternate version. We could have cross multiplied and done 6 times 8, right? And that becomes 48. We'll go all the way down here. It's a long cross multiplication. Equals 16 times K, which is 16K. And then divide both sides by the coefficient, which is 16, and we get K equals 3.
Yeah.
All right.
I got that one right.
Here I would also, guys, let's cross multiply here. I think I might have said cross simplify here. If I did, woohoo, because I'm cross multiplying, not cross simplifying. 7 times 27 equals 5.4 times H. 7 times 27 is 189. 5.4 H equals 189. Divide by the coefficient. And I get H equals 35. Alternatively, we could see that 5.4 times 5 is 27. So I could have multiplied 7 by 5. All right, this was tricky for some people. Some people did a lot of illegal things here. 11 times 4 is 44. Y plus 2 times 8 is not 10y. It's not 16y. It's 8y plus 16. What property is that, everybody? It's the distributive property. You're distributing the 8 to both the y and the 2. Now we're going to subtract 16 from both sides. We get 8y equals 28. Divide by the coefficient. And we get y equals 28/8, which is also just 3.5. Okay? Standard 3, distance equals rate times time. The formula is given to you right there. If it takes 11 hours to go 121 miles, what is the speed? It's giving you distance, 121 equals. It's also giving you time, and we don't know rate. So it's 11 times r. Divide both sides by 11, and I get 11 equals r. 11 miles per hour. Highly encourage you guys all to do common sense checks here. 11 hours is a long time to go 121 miles. 120 miles is like Sacramento. It would take it would be a long drive if it took 11 hours to go to Sacramento. So it would make sense that you would be only going 11 miles per hour. For this problem, if you're traveling 5 hours without stopping and you are traveling at 121 miles per hour, you're going to go a pretty good distance, right? Some people divided this and got like 24 and said you went 24 miles. But no, in this case, a distance equals rate, which is 121 miles per hour times time. So distance is 605 miles.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, here we are looking for time. Distance is 529 equals the rate is 23 times t. Divide both by 23, and we get 23 equals time. 529 divided by 23 is 23, so 23 hours. There we go. The penultimate standard, fraction busters. The first two were pretty straightforward. You guys did a lot of very funny things here. Remember, if there's one denominator, just multiply both sides by that denominator. That cancels out, and I have 3x equals 240. Divide by the coefficient, and I have x equals 80. Multiply both sides by 5. 5's cancel. 2x equals 210. Divide both sides by 2. I get x equals 105. Now, this got a little more difficult. People were converting to fractions and doing all kinds of things, making these fractions more complicated. My two denominators are 3 and 4. A common multiple of those is 12. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 12. Show the distributive property so I don't make any mistakes cross-simplifying. And also, we cannot simplify 4 and or 12 here, right? A lot of people tried to make these fractions. This is just 4 times 12, so we have 48. 3 goes to 1, 12 goes to 4. We have 4x plus 4 goes to 1, 12 goes to 3. 3x equals 48. Combine like terms, 7x equals 48. Divide both sides by 7, and we get x equals 48 sevenths, or 6 point stuff. All right, Tong loaned Jody $50 for a month. He charged 5% simple interest for the month. How much did Jody have to pay Tong? First, let's find 5% simple interest. I take the principal, I multiply. A lot of people forgot to convert this to decimal. 0.05, not 5. And that is $2.50 interest per month. Now, a lot of you just left this as your answer. And if you did, I would like to borrow money from you. Because if I borrow $50 and I say in a month, how much do I owe you? And you say $2.50, like this is going to go very well for me. You have to take the original principal and add it to the interest. And your answer is $52.50. Wayne earns 5.3% simple interest for 5 years on $3,000. Now, this question was poorly written. This should say each year for 5 years. So I'm going to accept two different answers here. First, if you did it the way I wanted it to be written, and then second, if you did it a different way. So first, for $3,000, you would multiply that by 0.053 and get $159 per year in interest, right? So $159 per year times 5 years is $795 in interest for a total amount of $3,795 because we add the principal. Now, alternatively, if you just thought that this interest was over 5 years and you put that there and then $3,159, I was very nice and I gave that to you because the question was a little bit vague. Jenna's grandparents gave her $2,000 for college to put in a savings account until she starts college in 4 years. Her grandparents agreed to pay her an additional 7.5% simple interest on the $2,000 for every year. 2,000 times 0.075 is $150 per year. For 4 years, that is $600, which is the extra money. So your answer should have been 600. I was a little bit more lenient on this one than I was with this one, but there you go. And now we've magically transported to fifth period. Say hi to fifth period, everybody. Woohoo! Some dance moves. There we go. All the way to Allison. All right, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe, and also study for that retake, which is on Friday.